So we've left behind the raceway and now we're up to a beautiful, beautiful spot, still in Marion County,
Yes.
but this is Gill, Tennessee, and this is Chuck Bordonia, who has Look Out Winery, Pizzeria. Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
And I am so glad actually to be standing on your deck because like so many people watching us this morning, I take frequent trips across the bridge down there over the Nickajack Lake up to Nashville. You're who I've been looking at all this time.
We've been waving to you, just haven't noticed.
What a beautiful spot on the map you have.
Thanks. But I didn't do anything but build the driveway and cut the trees down.
So we're going to tell you a little bit about Chuck's story here because it's always the story behind the story that I think is so interesting. So first of all, happy anniversary. You just celebrated 10 years
March, yeah.
with the restaurant. The name Look Out Winery and Pizzeria, both things very important to your history because it's all in the family for you.
Right.
You've been making wine for a long time?
Since I was about 4 years old, I was crushing grapes. I got a 11-year-old son who I got a video of him crushing grapes at 2 years old.
So you no longer are making the wine.
No, I'm still making wine.
You are still.
I still
So
make
is that
wine.
the wine you're selling here or are you bringing it in?
I only sell my wine.
Okay.
I'm bringing grapes in from California.
So you don't have the vineyard, but you make the wine.
Right. My family's been making wine from grapes in California in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania since the 30s. Italy, we had our own vines. So they didn't teach me how to grow grapes, but I've learned how to make wine for a lot of years.
Are you doing reds and whites?
We do both. Blends, reds, whites.
Do you have a favorite?
It depends on the day.
Spoken like a true Italian. It also depends on what you get from the menu, right?
Yeah,
You
we
want it to
we like
pair.
to pair our food up with our wine. So whatever I'm eating that day, if I'm having wine, it'll decide on what the food is.
So when we first got here today, we were taking in the view, as you will do as well. And Chuck met us and he said, take a look, you're seeing 3 states at once. And he was
That's
able to point out.
The one with the white tower and the fire cut is Tennessee. The one that has the houses and a clearing on it fills up the full mouth of the river is Sand Mountain, Alabama. That's Bryan, Alabama. And the one in between is Trenton, Georgia. So Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. 3 for free.
3 for free. All you have to do is come and enjoy the pizza and the wine. You, however, clearly are not from here.
No.
You grew up in Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Spent some time in Florida.
A lot of years in Florida.
Found your way back here, and when you got it, you knew you wanted to bring this to the area, but this did not exist. The view did.
It was trees. I built the building, poured the concrete. It took me 2.5 years for this building, and then the wedding venue on the other side of this building, same thing, 2.5 years.
So I think that's part of the flavor of it when you come here, to kind of take it all in and imagine that this was Chuck's dream to then bring to you. So now back to the family lineage here. You're never too far removed from those Italian roots.
No.
Your grandmother, you said, is the one who taught you how to make pizza dough.
My grandmother was born in 1889. She lived with us till I was 12 years old when she died. And last couple of years, I'm the baby of all the cousins. So I was around her, most of them, everybody else. So the last couple of years, I was her hands making the dough. And then after she passed away, for a couple of years, my mother was making pizzas, and it just wasn't the same because she wasn't her daughter. So I went to my aunt's, found out, let me have the recipe. I looked at it, and I said, that's something wrong with that. I went to the other aunt, looked at her recipe, there's something wrong with that. So it took me about 2 months. I really got back to what my grandmother's pizza was, and I've reproduced it ever since.
So he was sharing, you can tell, I mean, when Chuck tells a story, you have to listen closely because you still have your Pittsburgh pace of speech, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm married to an Italian, so I know that Italians and seafood are never too far removed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You have
If you're on the
some
coast.
shrimp.
We have a house specialist. It's called which is made up of the shrimp and the sausage. The sausage we get from a farm and we smoke it in the oven. The shrimp we cook in a wine garlic butter sauce separately, and so it's basically a marinara pie with sausage on it. But then with that marinated shrimp in the wood oven, and then we break it up, pull all the pizza, it comes out, tastes like lobster.
Oh, you also are going to have your choice, I guess, of which pizza you want in terms of the crust. The sign when you come up here says a wood oven.
Right. We've kind of went away from the wood oven, and because once we were getting so busy, we had to get another oven. When I got another oven, we got the gas oven. And realistically, unless the gas oven breaks down, we're only cooking the sausage and the shrimp in the wood oven.
Okay.
So the gas oven actually reproduced my grandmother's pizza, who was born in 1889. And once I did that, that was game over. I just reproduced what I grew up with, and that's all I care about.
So what he had been telling me was that the original wood oven kind of gave it more of a thicker crust.
It's a chewier crust. And
this is crispy
right,
now.
and this is more consistent. It's very hard with one wood oven to maintain the consistency because the heat always goes out the bottom of the oven from the
Yeah.
pizzas. Whereas a gas oven, it's heated underneath. You can maintain it.
So do you have a hard time when people come, because obviously where we are, it's not covered. This is the place to come and soak in the view when the weather permits. You've got the covered area as well. As you took us on a tour, I kept thinking, oh, you can't beat this view. And then we would round the corner and I would think, oh, you can't beat this view. Everywhere you look, it's gorgeous.
Well, we have exterior patios that are covered. We use them for events such as small weddings, bridal showers, bachelorette parties, and so forth. And over here, we've had weddings also. That's why I built a wedding venue building on the other side.
Are you getting people coming to you from all over the country?
All over the
They
world.
see you on the bridge?
All over the world, yeah, without a doubt.
What's your best seller?
As far as people, when they see a winery, and we have signs on the interstates that says winery, and then when they Google us and they say we have food, because most wineries don't have food, let alone good food, they go, oh, we're stopping. So we have people, now we've been in business 10 years, that go from the Midwest to Florida, stop every year back and forth, you know. We have people go out of their way that might be going towards Asheville, North Carolina, that would make a left and come over here because they've had it before. So we have a strong customer base.
And is there a favorite on the menu that they want?
Everybody's different. You know, the number one seller is the Tuscany, that's the prosciutto sausage. Second leading seller is the house with the shrimp scampi sausage pizza.
What would your grandmother say?
That's an interesting question. I don't know what she would say.
No?
She'd love it.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
How do you say job well done in Italian?
Oh, you got me on that
You
one.
don't know that one?
Yeah, I mean, lavora, buono lavora.
I know how you say manja.
That's eat. Yeah.
That's eat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you want to do when you come here. Look Out Winery and Pizzeria in Gill, Tennessee. Now you know who you've been looking at when you're crossing the Nickajack Lake on your way to Nashville.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba